Hey, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jen, and this is the Megaphone Podcast.
And today we're diving into the nitty gritty, the dirty, the
Powerful.
You have felt this at a level so deep before that we are almost sorry, but not sorry that we're bringing it up.
Yes.
Tell us, Jen.
Okay, I'll tell you. So I came across this video on social media and it stopped me in my tracks. Like scroll. Whoa.
The thumb stopper, they say.
Whoa. The brain world stopper. Like it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I mean, it's gripping and it's like jarring, but it hit me as like true. I'm like, like you said, I have felt this, but I don't like this. You know, when you hear something and it pings us true and you're like, I feel that. Hallelujah.
Like, I get that in the feels.
Yes. This was not like a positive, like,
no.
Amen and amen. It was like, ew, you're right. And I don't like that. And that's a problem.
Yes.
So today we printed off the transcript of this video. I sent it to Lisa immediately, just as like, oh my gosh, look at this. And a few other women have like, you feel this in a not so good way. This is a problem kind of way.
Yeah.
And we talked about it and we were like, we should do a podcast about this.
Yes.
Tackling some of this topic. So we printed out the transcript and we're going to read just portions of this video that I came across, okay, to you. And then we're going to unpack the problem, root, and solution.
You're going to get to know, if you haven't by now, that's what we're going to do because we're problem solvers.
Yes.
And we're going to give you permission to free yourself from this, which this video did not do.
Yeah.
They laid out the problem really well.
Yeah.
Gripping. And then they're like, peace.
And then it ends.
And I'm like, no, I feel that. What do I do with these hard feelings? Go hide in your closet forever.
Yes.
But it's called
Not Today.
Be a Lady, they said. Take it away, Jen.
Be a lady, they said. Look sexy, look hot. Don't be so provocative. Be a lady, they said. Don't be too fat. Don't be too thin. Eat out, slim down. Stop eating so much. Order a salad. Don't eat carbs. Skip dessert. Go on a diet. Geez, you look like a skeleton.
Oh, I hate it already. I'm like, shush, no, stay. Yeah,
Go away.
Line up and I'm going to hit y'all across the face. Be a lady, they said. Eradicate your scars, cover up your stretch marks, plump your lips, Botox your wrinkles, lift your face, tuck your tummy. Look natural. You're trying too hard. You look overdone. Be a lady, they said. Save yourself. Be pure. Don't be a prude. Don't be so uptight. Be experienced. Be innocent. Be dirty. Be the cool girl. Don't be like the other girls.
I'm like cringing. Which
Ah.
is it? Is it this or that? I'm so confused. Be a lady, they said. Don't talk too loud. Don't talk too much. Don't be intimidating. Don't be bossy. Don't be so emotional. Don't cry. Don't yell. Don't complain. Be a lady, they said. Don't walk alone. Don't go out too late. Don't dress like that. Don't smile at strangers. Don't go out at night. Don't trust anyone. Don't say yes. Don't say no. Just be a lady, they said. Like, it's easy. Like, what's confusing about this?
Yeah.
I feel like it's COVID all over again. Like, social distance, unless this, and like, don't leave, but also leave under essential circumstances.
Yes. Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and it's the same if you have experienced motherhood,
Yes,
right?
new moms.
You have to breastfeed. Don't breastfeed.
Oh my gosh, you should work. You're letting your husband make all the money. Like, get a job.
What? You're not
Also,
staying
stay
at home with your kids? Oh,
Which is it?
which is it?
Well, how can we win? I want to win. I want to do the right thing.
You're the achiever.
How do we win? In a culture like this is like, do this, don't do that. And everyone's fighting all the time in your mind. And you're like, oh, could someone just tell me what to do?
Right. Yeah.
Yes, someone can.
Yes. Well, and so therein lies the problem.
Yes.
I think they set it up really well in this transcript, and we're not even going to link to this. You can Google it if you want to. It's very graphic.
Yeah.
And it's icky.
It's
like you
dark.
just, all of it, you just don't want to watch. So
No. We edited it.
We brightened it up, and you're welcome. And you can hear it from friends and not the scary lady with lots of eyeliner. she's right though. It is so confusing. And that's the problem. Like there are impossible standards. Like I remember like way back in the day, but like dating and whatever, like what kind of girl do guys like? Is it like, do you want you can be the tomboy, but you can't be the tomboy because you have to be the cheerleader.
Yes.
Like you have to, well, you play sports, but it's really cool if a girl can play an instrument. Well, it's like,
yes,
I
had that with like, be a guy's girl. Oh, okay. So I can watch the game and I can talk football and whatever. But like, then I would start dating someone. They're like, why do you have so many guy friends? Why do you hit it off so well with guys? And I'm like, I thought
that's how because we're on the couch in the football.
I thought you wanted a guy's girl that could just hang with the guys. So I got really good at that. Now you don't like that?
Yeah.
Now this was like a curse. It's a blessing and a curse.
Oh,
it's so exhausted.
Right. Oh yeah. And it's like, and if you grew up in the church, you're a little church girl, right? And it's modesty.
Yes.
All modesty.
Don't show that. Don't dress that.
Don't
wear that.
And it's not on you, it's on them, which we talked about in one of our I Am Mother of the Year podcast episodes, which I think we could probably bring back as a follow-up to maybe this conversation at some point in the future. But like how confusing it is, but also like when we're taught as little girls, it's on you. If your man or any man, whatever, looks at you like that, that's your fault.
Yep.
Like, huh? Like, I'm not guiding his eyeballs. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You're telling me it's my fault. And I felt that way. Yes. I remember at an event, I just was like, I want to feel good. So I had on my little leather pants and my little camisole, a cardigan. God bless it. I had my cardigan on. The only thing I forgot was my gosh darn pearls.
That's right.
Right. And it was an event in a bar but I put some thought into what I wanted to wear because I wanted to like show up and feel good. And like, I'm going to be on the stage. It's going to be fun. And then it was like, this guy kept hitting on me. And I ended up crying because I'm like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have worn this. Like it's my fault for getting dressed.
I'm asking for it because I have a pants and shirt on.
And a cardigan sweater. Like, and you know what I probably did? I smiled at him when I walked in because I make eye contact with people and smile because I'm a nice person.
Friendly.
Yeah. And we're in the Midwest. Gosh, golly darn it. Like, it's fine.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't. But then I'm like, and then I'm beating myself up. Like, it's my fault. This is not, it's shenanigans. And
we are not here for
it. We stand against it.
Yes. It's a problem.
It's a huge problem. It's a problem in the workplace. It's a problem at home. It's a problem in our friends and our neighborhoods. It's a problem everywhere.
In so many different roles too. Cause I'm thinking of like a corporate friend who like has totally gone that track where it's like, be aggressive. Don't shrink back at the table full of men. Like, assert yourself. And then she's considered a B. And it's like, you're too executive. You're too much. You're too this. You're too direct. Why don't you smile more? Why don't you soften up? Why don't you be more feminine?
Like, what do you want from me?
So I'm sure you can relate to this.
Yes. So we don't need to amplify this problem anymore because we're all living and breathing it in the same cesspool. Sorry. Was that too much? Too aggressive?
No, we're not going to tell you.
No,
it's too much.
It's not too much or too little.
Okay. So the problem is, I just wrote in all caps, be a lady, they said. The problem is that the world, they are loud. They are opinionated.
And they differ in opinions.
Yes,
it's not like they're super loud telling you the same thing.
Yeah. Unified force of good.
No. Or evil. Right. At least then we'd know.
Yes.
It wouldn't be confusing. It'd be wrong.
Yes.
But it wouldn't be confusing.
No, it's confliction everywhere we turn.
Everywhere we turn.
And the root of that problem is then that leaves us feeling confused, terrible. I loved your term, wind whipped, of like, I'm trying to go where the wind blows.
Right. Yeah, you want to yeah, right.
I've got whiplash just reading through the transcript of like, oh, okay, so do this. No, don't do that. Oh, no, what?
Yes, even literally just reading this, we're going, yes. Like responding to it. And that's just reading words. That's not living it as we are.
No. And both of us are kind of wired as people pleasers too.
Yeah.
So then where does that leave us?
Right.
When we're trying to please the people.
Well, but don't care what people think, right?
Yeah.
That's what, like, you have to be an individualist. You can't care what people think about you. But then there are some standards, like,
but don't be out of touch either. And like, didn't you take that feedback?
And yes, you're so socially unaware. Well,
I'm not supposed to care what other people think.
Right.
Yeah, but look at yourself. You look like you left yourself go.
Right.
Well, I just wanted to wear slippers to the grocery store. It's trying not to care what people think.
Done that.
Been there.
Nailed it too. Guess what?
Yes. And so it's like the root of this is that it leaves us in a really miserable, impossible place. Like, again, it's like, how do you win? You don't win. And you're constantly criticized around every corner, no matter what you do.
Right.
You
Exactly.
choose the path you feel is right. You're going to hear from other people, especially if you're listening.
Oh, that's a good point. Look at that little
Nugget.
Especially if you're listening. Because some of us, we're sick of it. And so we're just oblivious to it, head down. That's not living either.
Mm-mm.
But gosh, so what do we do? And I keep thinking with this root of, being wind whipped, and it's confusing. I keep thinking about the sermon that I preached a couple of weeks ago about being a tumbleweed. And the illustration was like, if you are relying on yourself, your own strength, your own, I would go probably as far to say we can apply it here, your own standards or the standards of everybody else. You're relying on the human voice to tell you anything. And then you're wind whipped. You're blown in the breeze in a land where nothing grows. That's the end of that passage, is like, you are in a land where nothing grows. You're in the desert and you're just blowing around
every which way, aimless,
reactionary. Yes. Wherever the wind blows. And I'm like, oh, no,
we want to settle down and get our roots deep.
Exactly.
Right.
So this is called Be a Lady, they said. Our solution is be yourself. God says, be yourself. Be yourself. And you're only going to know your truest, best, most holy child of God self by getting to know yourself as a child of God. That is your first point of identification.
Yes.
Child of God. And then everything else sprinkles from there.
Yes.
And not just sprinkles, it grows the roots, your roots. And so we could probably say that I wrote this devotional.
Yes,
it's a 12-day, deeply rooted devotional that you can now purchase on my website, lisagraft.com, 99 cents for a digital download, or I can mail it to you in the mail if you like to hold things in your hands.
Right.
So yeah. But it's being deeply rooted so that we're not tumbleweeds, that we're not blowing in the wind. And if we get secure in those roots, and the roots that not just grow in, gravel or in all the other types of soil that Jesus talks about in the parables and all the things, is to grow into the streams of living water that will never run dry, that will source you with everything you need.
So that when the world goes, this is what you should be. No, this is what, and they're trying to bat you back and forth, to stand firm. Do you see a tree at the trunk going, whoa, throughout the desert? Like,
right.
No.
Right.
It's steadfast. It's still.
Oh, stillness. That's the solution.
Yeah.
Is to be still. And what if we even give ourselves permission to not fight those battles? Like, because I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out, not every category, but lots of those categories. Well, which one should I be when I show up? Which one? And it's like, and even like my wardrobe, like, what look am I going for today? And like, that's fun because I like to, get dressed. I like clothes, whatever, sometimes, whatever. But like that, so that's fun. But then to a point, it's like, who do I need to impress today? And what would they think? What look would they like? Would they like me to be sporty, or would they like me to be sleek?
I've done
or would they? Right. And we just like, who am I? Oh, okay. Now I know my audience. Now I know how to dress
the
and
part.
I'm going to dress the part.
Yes.
I'm not going to dress myself. I'm going to dress the part. Ew.
Yep.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yes. This feels very convicting.
Oh, and the
Gross.
ways.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, we said that the world is loud. They saying, the fact that we listen from time to time, more in some seasons than others.
Yeah.
We said another part of the solution is like, who gets the final say at the end of the day, once you've been batted around, and you're hearing, especially in that season, if you're hearing lots of varying feedback of like, well, do this, but don't do that.
Every time you do it, I'm like, dude, don't.
Okay, dude, no, lean out. Okay. It's like, what is unchanging is what God says. Like he doesn't waver, he doesn't falter like that. And his word and his heart for us does not contradict itself.
No.
Like I just feel the peace as I consider that of like God gets the final say on who you are and how we show up.
Yes.
Right. And it's by his perfect design that we were created.
Yeah. And I would, two things. One is that is the quiet voice. So the world is loud and conflicting. God is quiet and never contradicting. And then two is then the thought popped in my mind. Well, does God really care what you wear? Well, yeah.
He cares about everything.
He cares about every
he
detail.
Knows how many hairs are on our head.
Right. And he's not looking at you going, oh, and that skirt's too short. He's looking at your heart going, are you trying to impress somebody there? Oh, honey, no. You have nothing to prove. You have no one to please.
Yeah.
You already have my full acceptance and all of my love, more than you could ever imagine.
And my opinion is the only one that matters.
Right. So, oh, honey, yeah, come here. Like, I don't think it's as much of a modesty thing as it is a heart condition.
Yeah, but like I see and I care about what's on the inside.
Yeah. And then when you show up at peace, that's God, right? That's you showing up holy as your child of God's self.
And as your best self.
Yes.
And that's what he wants for you.
Yes. So think of the relief it could be to just like imagine the voices of the world and just go and turn down the dial. Like you'll still have to hear them, right? We'll still have to see them. We'll still have to feel it, but we can turn the knob down a little.
Yeah.
Or a lot.
Well, I heard that one thing that slipped through the cracks because I read that headline or so-and-so was talking about it, whatever. Like I heard that thing, but now I'm going to ping that against what I know is true about me and what's true about God. And does that fit here? No. And then you get rid of it.
Swipe up.
Yeah.
Bye.
Gone. I heard you. Thanks. But no, I'm going to pass. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. How freeing. Think of how much mental space you could have. Yeah. Like I'm just picturing the cloud of noise to go. Zoop. I don't need the cloud.
Yeah.
I don't need the cloud of noise. Oh, so good. So beautiful.
So if this is called Be a Lady, they said, we say, and God says, and we're going to give you permission today to be yourself.